Live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, for your next Maine adventure, will begin shortly.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, starts right now.
Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Monday to you. Hopefully you're having a nice start to your work week. Of course, it's been quite chilly out there this morning, but we are nice and dry, just cloudy out there as we start off the day. However, we will not stay dry in the next 24 hours. We do expect at least a little rain overnight tonight, but that's about it when it comes to rain chances this week. Otherwise, it is a dry week with drought conditions expected to worsen. 90% of Maine now in abnormally dry or drought conditions, and that number may even approach 100% when we get the next update later this week. So if you're like, wow, it's been dry lately, you would not be mistaken. The drought is continuing to expand there. Now, as we head through this week, we are going to be facing more big temperature swings. That has been the theme as of late, and this week is no exception. We are back in the 70s after a chilly start today. We're back in the 70s by Wednesday, and then we are cooler again by the weekend. So we're swinging up for the middle of the week and then right back down by the end of the week and into the weekend. But before we get there, we do have some rain headed our way for tonight. Again, we'll take whatever we can get. We need as much rain as possible here. We're just not going to get a lot of it for this week. So here's a look at our highs for today. We'll be right around 48 in the Portland area. Over in Augusta. So generally a pretty cool start to our work week with highs mainly in the 40s. Now, again, as we head into tonight, we will see some rain. That looks to wrap up for tomorrow. Of course, a very big day is happening tomorrow, not only for all of us here at the station, but for everybody, as we've got election day tomorrow. If you haven't voted already, the weather looks pretty good. I'm sure the polls will be busy tomorrow. So if you're going to be waiting in line, of course, we don't want a bad forecast for that. Overall, the forecast looks very nice, much nicer than today. Highs getting into the 60s with plenty of afternoon sunshine. So looking really good for our election day. There may be some rain around early in the day, but by the afternoon, overall, things are looking really nice. So let's track things out here as we head towards the middle of the week. Again, we also have 70s on the way for the middle of the week. So we do have that rain headed our way for tonight. It's going to arrive late this evening towards midnight or even past midnight to 2 a.m. or so, continuing through about 7, 8 a.m. in the morning in some spots. It's not widespread. It's not particularly soaking, but we should all squeeze at least a little rain out of the system overnight tonight and into early on Tuesday. Again, we need as much rain as we can get here. We've been so incredibly dry recently. Now, Tuesday afternoon, of course, election day tomorrow, looking good. Sunny skies, temperatures in the 60s. Maybe there's places in Portland or around the area doing election day watch parties tomorrow. Maybe some of those could be outside. It looks great for it during the afternoon. And not only that, into the evening, we are expecting to remain mild. Notice how we don't even dip below the 60s Tuesday night into Wednesday. And Wednesday looks great. Very mild, highs in the 70s. There may be a shower for the mountains or even into central Maine on Wednesday, but most of us are dry and we're just staying very nice and warm with those highs in the 70-degree range. And then we'll be a little cooler, it looks like, later in the week. But still, some great weather to enjoy both tomorrow and on Wednesday. Look at those 70s on Wednesday. So we got plenty more great weather to enjoy. If you liked the warmth last week, we've got more of that on the way later this week. Now, you'll notice beyond Wednesday, it's a gradual process, but we do cool down. By Saturday, we're talking about highs back down into the 40s once again. But again, before we get there, we have got that nice warm up. Now, in terms of rainfall, it's a little concerning to see this, considering this is about week, 9 in a row that we've been almost completely dry. You can see central and southern Maine through Sunday. This runs all the way through Sunday, expecting very little rain. Now, if you live up in the mountains into northern Maine, there could be a little bit more wet weather, maybe a slightly more substantial amount. Still not enough to really put a dent or a drop in our bucket, if you will, when it comes to the drought. So yeah, not what we love to see. We'd love to see this lit up with yellows and greens with, of course, a more substantial amount of wet weather, but largely looking dry. Of course, that's going to increase the fire danger with the continued dry conditions. Makes for great weather for us for getting outside, but again, not so great for the groundwater, for stream levels, that sort of thing. All of them remain very, very low. So let's talk about what we're expecting as we head later into the week. We've got our first system that brings us the rain for tonight and into very early on Tuesday. We're pretty quiet. Wednesday and Thursday both look pretty quiet. By Friday, though, we are quiet during the day, but by Friday evening, another quick moving, mostly dry, weak little system will try to move on in here. Could see some showers Friday night, maybe even a little mountain snow as well, but nothing too major with this system. What this is really going to do is just make it a little cooler by the time we get into the weekend, and we're quiet through the weekend. Saturday and Sunday looking dry. Maybe some rain, maybe a more substantial amount of it early next week. We really want to get a good soaking here. It's just not in the forecast. Connie, I am with you. I love nice weather. I'm not a hater of it by any means, but man, I would love just 3 or 4 days of just gloomy, rainy weather. It's very rare in Maine. I feel like you have the opportunity to say that, but yeah, I wouldn't mind a few days of some steady rain. We certainly could use it. So let's hope that becomes our forecast at some point this month. Definitely not going to be this week, though. It looks like we'll have to wait again until maybe early next week, if that, to see a more substantial amount of rain. So again, it's a largely dry week ahead. We've got Election Day on the way tomorrow. If you're heading out to the polls, looks good pretty much all day, maybe very early in the morning, 7 or 8 o'clock or so. There may be some showers still around, but otherwise things are clearing out, more afternoon sun, and we'll see highs in the 60s. Now, Wednesday looking nice and warm, slight chance of a shower, but mainly away from the coast, and highs in the 70s. I think that's the big story on Wednesday, is how warm it will be. Beyond Wednesday, notice how we are going to be breezy on Thursday. Fire danger, that's a big factor later this week. As we dry things out, humidity levels drop again. It's going to be breezy. Of course, we are incredibly dry. Keep that in mind if you're burning anything later this week. Fire danger will be quite high. We continue to cool down into the weekend. There may be some showers overnight, Friday night. At this point, though, it looks largely dry with plenty of sunshine. Cooler into the weekend with highs back in the 40s, but again, largely dry here. And that continues into Sunday. Again, if we're seeing any rain in the distant future, it's going to be early next week. So hope everybody has a great Monday. Again, it's cool today. We do see some rain tonight, and then we've got a nice election day on the way for tomorrow. So no concerns with what we're expecting for Election Day. You can't use the weather as an excuse not to vote this year. So make sure you go out and make your voice heard and vote tomorrow. If you haven't already, of course, I think over a third of Mainers so far have voted early. I know I have. So yeah, if you haven't voted yet, make sure you go and do that in the next couple of days. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll be, of course, all on air all day tomorrow with Election Day coverage. We'll be, of course, on air on Wednesday morning with the results of all of the races, not only here in Maine, but of course across the country as well. So stay tuned with us, and we'll keep you posted on the forecast. My job has been very, very easy lately, so hopefully it stays that way, but we would love to get some rain. So we'll continue to monitor and keep our fingers crossed that we'll get some rain. So everybody do your rain dance for us, and maybe that will be the trick, and we'll finally get some more substantial wet weather here. But again, have a great rest of your day, everybody, and make sure to go and vote.
Live, interactive CBS 13 and Fox 23 Weather Authority coverage for your next Maine adventure has been sponsored by Rennie's.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Make sure to stay connected with CBS 13 and Fox 23 on air, online, and through these social